I was talking about Bambalam, and there is a local champion in Bambalam who has refused to learn the lessons that our brother Ekema learned, unfortunately, in the world beyond. He has refused to learn the lesson that our brother Savior, the guy in Batibo called himself General Savior, has learned, unfortunately, in the world beyond. He has refused to learn the lesson that Yanikawa Kawa, Naseri Clovis, and well others are learning in limbo because they have tapped nothing, benefited nothing from this system. Our brother who has refused to learn from what just yesterday, I mean yesterday, a certain Dr. Cho Waters a year has learned, he's refusing to learn the lesson that Moja Moja is learning now, unfortunately, in a very horrible place. He's a local champion there in Bamessing. Unfortunately, as at the time I was coming here, I did not forget his name. I'd like you to listen to the rubbish that he's talking about here. And he's doing this under the guidelines of this individual. His name is Muntong Richard, who calls himself Fon of Bambala. Listen.
Ngalo baby got me bed. Good evening, my brothers and sisters. I don't come for the evening, for the afternoon, for talk about the only bro from Bamessing, alias Sipenga. I want to look up, say this Bamessing, so Bamessing, they go now up, or they Canada. When I see how they don't take good drum from Bamalik Junction, good drums, they go reach for inside Bamalik, go for Bambala. But since from Sabga, you want to go down, go reach for Bamalik and suffer. When at the first village that way is starting to Tunja, when at the village became a day proud, the village became the enjoy, but at the village that way is starting to Tunja. What's that on that day? But the problem, the one point I say, Bamessing them when I year 12. Person they stay inside Lafia bush. When they carry money, send and I don't tell when I say it be compound fool. Compound fool, and I believe me. When I say money, but the message when I even send money for you, know they delete the message. You go free yourself now. But after everything, we not overday for that one plenty. I will day for that one, I will not overday with the reason. Because the any person that will take in now, he will show, he will must give it, so give it the only bro. He will must give it that secret girl alias the only bro. He will give it. Robbie Hunter. And he told it in the repeat time. My brother them. Muna see, SDF and Domna Bamessing. Would the other people that go on? Would they put them for up or they bring them down? Who fund them for they would put fund for up or they bring fund for down. Who fund we don't use some word. Say before on the 1st of January. If we are not put a gun there for down. When I was surprised it will happen. Now in that it happen. Let me say no peace for Bamessing now again. Timuna stop me the other bro. Come on, stop, owe me the key. No peace. Even when I need peace, when I must show me the other bro more key. And when I stop with the sending money, then show him more key. Nothing that I tell you now for the evening. Because you don't too much. You go for you go for limbe. People then they way I never ever believe. They will never see me, they dodge me, they hide, they run me. I don't even know the reason. But God don't move on secret because I say money they delete the message. When I name the number the big store for your phone. You don't already open the secret. When I change the number, I don't already know now all. I don't already know all now. When I don't feel hide again. When I don't feel hide. But I don't already know. I just talk to one because wait when I be my brother them. When I be my brother them, when I be my sister them. When I be my mommy them, when I be my father. Pardon day for Douala. They even talk small picking about pardon day for Douala. with their number, they are the big surprise, are the big shock. Are the shock for the pardon. Are the shock. Yaoundé. 3 people then there for Yaoundé. Are the shock for them too. I never ever believe. But me man not say no. He go give the other bro, can't give a coroner, can't give a general, can't give this side, give a minister. He say no. When you go by, minister will deal with it. Minister will say, push you over front. Minister will say, no, know you because you want to put it for problem. Coroner will say, no, know you because you want to put it for problem. That general will say, no, know you. You go call and no one man will deal with you because that bad thing way to follow. So I don't overget praying for talk. I don't talk go too much. I want just say, long live.
So, my dear people of Ambazonia, you have followed clearly that local champion is in Bamessing. This is a son of Bamessing. If you are from Bamessing, you are from Gokotunjia and you are following this broadcast, you definitely know the name of this local champion because I've tried to reach out to a couple of people. Unfortunately, I do not have a lot of time and I could not get his name. Of course, you know his name, you definitely put his name on the comment section. And that will be very important for the people of Bamessing to know that this is the individual who is promising death, who is promising destruction to a lot of people in the community. You hear him threatening people in Douala, threatening people in Limbe, threatening people all over the place. And he tells you, if you don't come to guide him towards where your son is, that your son, who is fighting to liberate homeland, who is fighting in the interest of the people to give him so that he and his friends of like to Cameroon should kill him. He doesn't hide the ambition. He said, if you not bring the Akaji, we will kill him. If don't give him, to them. He is working in league with Mr. Kwetong and Deson Konge, who is the colonial senior divisional officer from Gokotunjia. Of course, you heard him name him. He is working in connivance with this fellow who calls himself a Fon. His name is Richard Muntong. You see him there. He has moved to Douala. Of course, he has abdicated to Douala. He has even built himself a house in Douala. Some of the sons and daughters of Bamessing, who, a good lot of them, members of the CPDM crime syndicate, others who just want to, be in his good books because of this kind of threats that you are hearing, recently bought him that car that you see standing there. But now he's built himself a house, so he's completely abdicated. He's no longer, a Bamessing man. He has moved completely to Douala now, just like those who call themselves elite of East Timor had moved and constructed themselves houses in Indonesia, and were so convinced that if things get rough and East Timor came to become a country, they would just take citizenship in Indonesia and remain there. It never came to pass because the people of Indonesia ended up realizing that these are the people who deceived them from doing the right thing early enough that could have helped them to have at least some better working relationship with East Timor than they ended up having, than they ended up being disgraced out of the place. So he has moved to Douala, and it is at his behest that this local champion is promising death to all the people that he has now in his own personal directory in Limbe, in Douala, and all of those things. And he raises one very interesting element there. You see, because our people are caught in between and betwixt, and I've said this always, they give money to La République du Cameroon ministers to bind their heads so they can allow them to continue to do their businesses. They give money to the colonial senior divisional administrator who happens to be their own brother just to stay alive. They give money to the colonel, as he's saying, like to be the Cameroon's forces of occupation. They give money to the general, as this local champion says. He's the one saying, not me, to General Buba de Becrio. in upstation in Bamenda to save themselves. And at the same time, he says they also give money to the self-defense volunteers to stay safe. And now he is saying he has the names of all of these people who are distributing money to everyone, and now tells them, because you gave money to everyone and then ended up giving to your son, the only bro, death is going to be your portion. My dear people of Amazonia, I bring these things here so that we continue to see by day and by night that too often the problem that we face is not so far away, it's always too close to us. Too close to us. He is believing that he is on top of the world. From my findings, he is a stark illiterate who will never benefit anything from the Republic du Cameroon. Even those who went to school, like the so-called Dr. Chuo Waters, are here and were hoping only to be recruited to teach in the university system, have ended up licking their fingers, licking their wounds. You saw Luke Santos and others only ended up being given, as he said himself, 35 million CFA. You have seen Conda titles who can only boast of being given 15 million CFA francs once in a while. And from all of those things, there's certain way that they are going to end. It's destruction. Yet, someone like this, a stark illiterate, believes that he's on top of the world because he's moving around with the bees, drinking with them, exchanging women with them, eating with them. Sometimes they even give him some of their military paraphernalia he wears. He's moving around with with a stick and all of those things. And he thinks he's on top of the world. Savior did that same thing. Moja was even a soldier of the bee. Ekema was even mayor. They did not spare any of them. It's not you. My people, they will never learn.